All right, and first up for my interviews, we have Leland Copenhagen. He's the co-founder and CEO of Yais Thai.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
How's NOSH going so far for you?
Really great.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it was just announced that you were part of Forbes 30 Under 30.
Yeah,
Tell us
that
a
was
little
exciting.
bit about that. How are you feeling about that?
Pretty. It's unreal, honestly. It's just a great honor to be part of that group of people, just doing really amazing things, and just excited that we got the recognition. Honestly, largely due to my team, which is a small team, but we've just been kind of grinding along, and it's nice to get some recognition.
So you've had a pretty big year, a lot of new products, obviously this award. So can you just walk us a little bit through how the year's gone for you guys?
Yeah, it's been a really exciting year. The biggest thing is probably our launch of meal bowls. So it is a freeze-dried vegetable with a packet of our current existing sauces. Basically put in the microwave. It's a quick in-between meal solution or for lunch. We launched that nationally with Whole Foods in September. And the launch has been received really well. And so it's exciting to our long-term vision for the company is to build kind of a platform we can launch authentic Thai products into, and being our first venture out of sauce is just exciting to see that some really good feedback.
And so you mentioned that's your first launch outside of sauces. So how did you kind of settle on this to be your first launch beyond that?
So it was something we wanted to be able to tie back to the sauces and really have like a nice thread for the products that we are offering. So it uses our current red curry, yellow curry, almond sauce, and pad thai sauce, and all of those we actually bottle and sell separately in glass. And so it was just a nice way to kind of tie the brand together and give us something else that we could offer outside of those sauces.
And so far, how are you seeing consumers reacting to this new product?
It's been really good. So we were exclusive with Whole Foods. It just ended actually earlier this week. So no further distribution outside of that yet, although we have some slated for the rest of this year and early in 2020. But yeah, the reception has been good. It's selling as well as our current line, and actually our pad thai bowl is now the top-selling SKU at Whole Foods for us.
And taking a wider look at kind of launching into a new space, how do you kind of know it's the right move when you're launching a new product that's kind of outside of your comfort zone? Maybe there's not a
you don't
yeah,
is the answer. Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of research and time spent at the store looking at what was on the shelf, looking at packaging, looking at the different form factors that are in that set, and then really kind of listening to our consumer through our social channels largely, and then coming up with the idea that this was kind of how we wanted to present that product that was going to solve the problem we were going for, which is basically a quick, easy meal solution that you can bring anywhere and is convenient to make.
And talking about like social media and things, what is the marketing behind a new product like that? How are you kind of raising consumer awareness, letting people know what this is?
So we have been really fortunate in that Whole30 has been behind us kind of since our inception, and that crowd is just really vocal and really passionate about good food and good ingredients. So we've garnered a lot of sort of power behind that group, and they talk about it a lot and share it, and so that has been like kind of the driver for our social channels. And we're creating content, we're getting our brand messaging out there through that. Everything that we've done so far through our social channels have been completely organic. It's something that we feel is I think the best approach for that channel, because there's so much noise there that I think the authentic stuff is the thing that really shines through and gets to our consumer and actually makes a difference in the end, buying at this shelf. Yeah.
And you mentioned Whole30. How do you, you guys are aligning yourselves with Whole30. How do you kind of know that that's something that has staying power versus is more of a trend? I think we've seen that it definitely has staying power. So how do you kind of know that going in?
So we never never built the brand around that specifically. It was something that actually just happened because of the way that we went about our ingredient philosophy and our product philosophy, and it happened to build right into the Whole30 and that crowd. And so we've used that as a jumping off point, but we don't position ourselves as strictly a Whole30 brand. I mean, the paleo community, gluten-free, all those different sort of initial consumers, that brand champion group, they have helped us launch, but it's not really the core of our branding itself. So whether it does have staying power or not, which I think it does, it doesn't necessarily affect our long-term strategy.
Sure. So looking ahead, it's the end of the year, looking ahead to 2020, what's on the slate for you guys? What are you guys looking forward to doing next, maybe innovation-wise or otherwise?
Absolutely. So we are focused on building out our distribution for these bowls. We have a launch coming up with Thrive Market at the end of this year, and a few other retailers slated for early 2020. We are moving into a conventional channel with smaller form factor, basically trying to get a little more competitive with our SRP. And then we do have some ongoing innovation with Whole Foods slated for 2020 as well. Can't speak too much to that at this point, but it'll be hitting shelves sometime in mid-2020.
Do you think your guys are I know you can't speak on it, but are you guys kind of looking to keep going with like the food bowls and things like that? Is that something you want to expand upon and kind of dig deeper in that category?
It'll continue to be innovative for us and a different product than we've done before. Still within that meal solution category, but definitely staying true to our authentic roots.
And lastly, we've had half a day at NOSH, but so far, what have you learned? What's your favorite takeaway or maybe your favorite interview?
That's a tough one to pick from. They've all been really good.
Yeah, we had a good slate to start.
Yeah, I mean, Gail with Cauliflower Foods. I've met her a few times at some different shows, and I really just respect what she's done. And I think she has a lot of wisdom to offer, especially coming from a background that's in marketing and not necessarily in food. I think she's got a lot of good insights there and fresh perspective. So I like that one a lot.
Nice. And anything you're looking forward to for the rest of the day?
Honestly, just connecting with everyone and meeting new people and hearing what I can that helps our company and help us move forward.
All right. Yeah. Well, Leland, thank you so much for stopping by the live stream.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy the rest of the show today and tomorrow.
Thanks so much for watching NOSH. Don't forget to hit subscribe and ding that bell.